In this tutorial, I'm going to take you through the steps required to fill in an action cluster template, get it approved, and then complete the task of putting that action cluster in the action cluster catalog on the GCTC Wiki. So let's get started. The first thing to do is to go to the GCTC Wiki page, which is at gctc.opencommons.org. And that will bring you to this page, and you'll see as you read down here a catalog of GCTC clusters and superclusters, and there's the catalog itself. We'll go to that later, and then there's this creating an action cluster link. If you click on that, it'll take you to the tutorial page of the action cluster itself. My system is being slow today, but there we go. So we're at this page. You'll see the first link here is the tutorial for building the action cluster. That's what you're watching now. So go to the second link that says GCTC Participation Guide. That'll tell you how to apply for the GCTC Action Cluster information. And then the third link is the Action Cluster Wiki template, which we'll come back to later. Anyhow, for now, let's click on the GCTC Participation Guide. And that'll take you to this page, which will show you how to apply for an action cluster. And if you read down here, it'll give you information like when you've completed the form, send it to this address, gctc.info@nist.gov. If you come back up to this point, you will see here the 2018 worksheet template. That's the form you need to fill in and send to NIST to get approval for an action cluster. So click on that link and you'll be given a Word template. You can choose your editor of choice here, but this is actually a Word document, and you can download it obviously from your browser and fill it in and complete it. As you fill it in, you're filling in things like title of your action cluster, you're filling in a brief description, the challenges and solutions, major requirements, etc., all the way down to the names of the team members. Once you finish that, you need to send it back to NIST at the address that is shown on this page. So follow these instructions carefully, fill in the form, and then send it back to NIST. I do have a form that's filled out. Looking at that might be useful, so I'll bring that up. So here's a completed form. You'll see this is for the Geneva Las Vegas Connected Vehicle Pilot Project, and you can see all of this is filled in with the challenges and solutions and the major requirements, team members, so all this is fairly self-explanatory. Please fill it in detail and send it back to NIST, and they will approve it. It's fine that this typically will roll over to multiple pages just to get all the text in. But once it's filled in, mail it to NIST as required on the participation page. Now, when you get that back, I'm going to show you how to put that into the catalog itself. So let's go back and look at the catalog. We will go back from this page to this area, the creating an action cluster. The form you're going to fill in is this one. So again, click on this link and then download this page. This page is the template for filling in the action cluster as it goes up on the page. And these questions are all the same questions, slightly different order: the title, the team leader. It has some information that are images and things that just spice up the wiki page. but download this for now. And then let's go back to the main, back to the catalog. So if we go back to the gctc.opencommons.org page and come back down here and link into the catalog, you can go and have a look at the catalog. So the catalog lists, its main page lists the superclusters, and let's go look for that Geneva action cluster. So that would be under transportation. And if we scroll down here, we'll see there it is, the Geneva Las Vegas connected vehicle pilot project. So click on that. This is the completed page. This is what it'll look like. Now, before you can go in and do any editing, you'll find that you need an account. So let's go through that first. You can see on this page, I'm actually already logged in, and this gives me an edit link here. I think before you're logged in, that'll just show source. You can look at the source, but you can't edit it. So let's go over here. Fourth item down on the left-hand side, we'll say request account. So if you click on that, you'll go to a page that allows you to create an account. So the first item here is to create an account, and once you have done that, that'll be reasonably instantaneous. You just go through and fill in the form, and click complete, and you will have a login. Now that won't be associated with any of the wikis yet. We want to go through here. We want to go through a layer of approval too, because once you have that editable account, you can edit all of the superclusters and action clusters. So we want to make sure that that we know the people who are there and they have a legitimate reason to be editing these files. And once you have an action cluster, you do. So if you could then drop me an email, wilfpinfold at modelado.org, wilfred.pinfold@modelado.org, and just say, which action cluster, which in this case, which wiki you want access to. There are several out there hosted by Modelado, and if you just tell me that it's the GCTC wiki that you want access to, and just tell me who you are, I will make sure that you get associated with that wiki. So once that's done, come back to the page you want to edit, and I'll show you how to create a new page. But let's go and look at what this looks like first. So now you should have an edit button here. So click on that edit button, and you see the content here should look very much like the template I just asked you to download. So all these vertical lines with these headings, these content links will be are the same as the ones in the template you downloaded. What you need to do is to copy and paste the material from the template you sent to NIST into these spaces, and you'll see you do get these. You're going to need to use multiple lines here too. Now, after something like the description with an equal sign, you can put the content on that line, or you can put it on the next line, or you can use multiple lines here until you leave a double line break. So you leave basically a blank line. These will remain. It will know that it is the description that you're working on. And at anywhere in this template, you can actually use MediaWiki formatting. So here under the challenges, I chose to put 3 bullets as the 3 challenges. And you can put an asterisk, which will make it a bulleted list. And I've done that in a few other places. And then you can do things like create, as we've done here. You can see this is actually table formatting down here. And I go all the way down and fill out all of these items as best you can from the template that you got back from NIST. And then you can, at the bottom here, there are a couple of items. The supercluster that's associated with, in this case, transportation, that will categorize it correctly in the right, under the right action cluster. And also, we've asked you to list the year. In both these cases, you can actually put multiple superclusters and multiple years. If you're associated with multiple superclusters, then put multiple lines of supercluster equals in. And if your project runs across multiple years, you can add multiple years, just put another year equals 2017, 2018, etc. So that's what this text looks like. Now, how do you create a new one? That actually requires basically typing the name of that action cluster into the URL. So you're actually creating a new link. So so if you go up here, go back to the reading tab of this of any of the action clusters. So you're actually at an action cluster, and then up here you'll notice the text that is following the GCTC linkage is actually the same text that is used in the title of the project. And the wiki will create a new page with that title when you type in and accept a new page. So, so if you go in and type in, let's say it's London Action Cluster. Whatever the name that you have chosen, the title you've chosen for your action cluster, please type that in here, and then hit the Enter key, and that will create a new page which has that title on it. Now, once you get this page, you'll see down here it says there is currently no page of this kind of text. You can search for the right page if you did this wrong, but if you go to here, you can actually create this page by clicking this link. That will now create a new page. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to create a page in the wiki that's called London Action Cluster. But if I did, I would click that create page, and that would mean now that that I have basically a blank content page here, and it will actually land me on an empty edit page that looks like this, but without any of the text in. So if I've now filled in the template that was there, I can just literally cut and paste that into the into this page and create a completely new action cluster. So all of this material will just be paged in here, and we can then go, once we page that in, go down to the bottom here. I can click the show preview, and what that'll actually do is show me a preview of the page, so I can still edit it. If I roll to the bottom of this, the content is still there until I get it right, and then I can say Save Changes. And once I hit Save Changes, it actually publishes the page. So this page is now live, and it's a public page, so so anybody can actually see the content of this page. So you've now published the GCTC page. You can at any time now go back in and edit it. So as time goes by and you know, the status changes or additional items need to be added, like here we left the cybersecurity and privacy section blank. We can actually go in and edit it. You can actually go in and edit it by the section now. So if I just click that, that's a much easier thing to edit. You can see that this chunk here is actually part of the template. So you're better off editing it back at the main page site where you can see right into the template. So if I go back to the page section here and scroll down until I see that cybersecurity link, now I can edit this section and that will roll it into that page. So hopefully that gives you what you need, and we can go back to the read page, and you can do that multiple times. So if you have multiple action clusters, please feel free to go in there and keep these up to date. So so they're complete and up to date as we go. You can scroll to the bottom here and you can see the categorizations on this page. But hopefully that gives you what you need to keep moving forward. So thank you very much, and good luck.